Hi guys. I was recently reading through the book of Samuel, right in 1 Samuel chapter 1 verse 1. It says, "Now there was a certain man, a Ramathaim Zophim, of the mountains of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zup, an Ephraimite. And he had two wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. This man went up from his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. Also the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And whenever the time came for Elkanah to make an offering, he would give portions to Peninnah his wife and to all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he would give a double portion, for he loved Hannah, although the Lord had closed her womb. And her rival also provoked her severely, to make her miserable because the Lord had closed her womb. So it was year by year when she went up to the house of the Lord, and that she provoked her. For therefore she wept and did not eat. Then Elkanah her husband said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? And why is your heart grieved? Am I not better than your 10 sons? So Hannah arose after they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh. Now Eli was the priest sitting on the seat by the doorpost of the tabernacle of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish.
I think this really needs to just have an emphasis, because imagine something bothering you every single day that the enemy even puts into your mind. Oh, you're never good enough. Oh, you will never reach God's timing that he has for you. Oh, your time is too late. Your time is frustrated, right? So imagine somebody constantly in your ear telling you that God is too late to make his promises. You're never going to get what it is you want. It's never going to happen, and someone provoking you severely to the point that you are hurt, you are broken. The way to go is actually to cry out to God, to actually give him all of your pain, because knowing that you cannot talk to the person who's attacking you because it's just going to cause an argument, knowing that it's just going to cause more sorrow, more grief in your spirit. And so Hannah really had the right response when she went to God in prayer.
She had someone to agree. That builds her faith. And I think that after that, she was no longer sad. So she was able, her countenance was able to change even before what she was asking for came to pass. And that's walking by faith and not by sight. So many times when we are asking God for something and making that petition, we begin to get worried. And worry and faith can't exist in the same place. And so once we give it to God, we have to trust in his timing for what it is that we're asking for.
And that's why we have to believe that when 2 or 3 or more come in agreement, whatever you ask, it shall be given. So it's believing God at his word too. So when she goes to him and he says, let the Lord bless you, right? So it's in agreement with what she's asking. And ultimately, she knows that because he's also a man of God, it's going to be answered.
Yeah. And another thing that is hard to do at the same time is worry and worship. In the next verse it says, Then they rose up early in the morning and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to their house in Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. So it came to pass in the process of time that Hannah conceived and bore a son, called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked for him from the Lord. How awesome and beautiful is that? When we worship God, when we pour out our souls, when we get 2 or 3 to come along to agree with us, anything is possible with God. It's not a formula to get what you want from God. This is just a beautiful story and illustration on how we can draw on the heart of God. And I believe that when we do that, man, who knows what God will do with those prayers. But first of all, whatever it is that we're praying for, tell God how he will get glory out of giving it to you. Get 2 or 3 people to agree with you. Worship God. Don't worry, but believe that it's possible and that all things are possible through him who believes. You know, and I actually did the same thing with my wife. When I asked God to bring me my wife, I told God how he would get glory from bringing her to me.
So if you have a prayer request, post them below so we can come in agreement with you and we can watch with God that all things are possible.
Amen.